So in Los Angeles, we are a city of stars, as you know. Movie stars and TV stars and athletic stars and tech stars and political stars. A lot of them. In sports, there is nobody close to as popular as Magic Johnson. Nobody's close. No Laker ever. Certainly no Ram. No Dodger. I've been in Staples Center when Magic Johnson, all these years later, just comes through the tunnel. The entire crowd stands. No, I'm not joking. The entire crowd stands to get a look at Magic Johnson. He is absolutely beloved, and there's nobody who has more impact in this city ever. Maybe it's Jordan in Chicago, Jeter in New York, but in Los Angeles, Magic talks and is critical, and he's rarely critical. Magic's a nice guy. Magic says nice things. Magic elevates others. But Magic Johnson went on Get Up, Mike Greenberg, Get Up yesterday, ESPN, and delivered this blow about LeBron, the general manager.
The blame that he's got to take is the fact that DeRozan ended up in Chicago and not with the Lakers. DeRozan wanted to play for the Lakers. And when I got the call from his agent, I called the Lakers, said, hey, he wants to come home. And DeRozan could have been a Laker instead of a Bull. We could have made that deal. But when Russell and LeBron and them start talking, that's when they nixed that deal. And Westbrook, he became a Laker instead of DeRozan.
By the way, DeRozan's averaging 28 a game, a career high. He's an all-star, and he has acknowledged earlier Lakers did him dirty. By the way, Magic's known this for a long time. Why did Magic now decide to go public? Because he is close with Jeannie Buss, a very strong woman. And Jeannie Buss said, Magic, I'm done taking all the heat for this. I'm tired of getting ripped by the media. Do me a solid. And so Magic Johnson went on ESPN. He got the go-ahead from Jeannie Buss. I'd like to thank Magic. I'd like to thank Jeannie Buss. And I'd like to thank the Lakers. They're taking their franchise back. And I'm pro-LeBron. I know all his associates. I like them all. I'm pro-LeBron. But, bro, this is L.A. This is not Akron. This is the Lakers, not the Cavs. You're old, not young. The Lakers are saying enough is enough. Jeannie Buss is saying, I've seen you dismantle 4 franchises, and we did it for you too. And I know you want to own a team. Michael Jordan does. And we're all for you owning a team. Not ours. Not now. This is the ultimate line in the sand as a franchise. Enough is enough. Remember at the All-Star break, Rob Pelinka and Clutch Sports battled. Multiple sources. I'm reading it here. Clutch was not happy with Rob Pelinka because Clutch Sports, which represents LeBron, called Pelinka and said, trade Wall for Westbrook. Wall and a first-round pick. Westbrook and a first-round pick for Wall. And Clutch Sports, that's what they wanted. They said the Westbrook deal, our client's getting crushed. Wall hates Houston. And Rob Pelinka said, no. No, we didn't want Westbrook. You guys wanted Westbrook. And you're going to have to live with this mess. We're not going to do a solid for LeBron. We did you a solid. We wanted Buddy Hield. We wanted DeRozan. They wanted us. I mean, this is not, by the way, these are not rumors. It is understood in NBA circles. Buddy Hield and DeRozan were coming here instead of Westbrook. But LeBron, who has fallen into this too cool to care vibe this year, has distanced himself from this story. And Jeannie Buss said, enough. Okay, we're good partners. We're good partners. We appreciate the singular championship. But you and AD and Clutch Sports, we haven't won a single playoff series since you arrived in Los Angeles. That was a bubble. We didn't make any money for that. That was great for you. It wasn't great for us. Now, I'm blaming you, but we're not giving you credit for it. It's a championship. We got banners and retired jerseys. We got Wilt upstairs. We got Kareem upstairs. We got Shaq upstairs. We're the Lakers. We're not the Cavs. So we know you want to own a team. Not going to be ours. And so this was needed. It was necessary. And I've said this before. Jeannie Buss needs to get on the phone, move Westbrook at the end of the year, try to move AD, and build around LeBron if he is willing to play with younger players. He's never wanted to do that. He could have had, rookie Andrew Wiggins in Cleveland. He's like, give me Kevin Love. I don't want to play with kids. I don't want to teach him the game of basketball. And in his prime, he had every right to do that. But LeBron got called out. And when Magic talks, people listen, and Magic's known this is true for a year. Why is he delivering it now? Because Jeannie Buss said, enough is enough. We're taking our franchise back. How LeBron reacts to this is going to be fascinating. But it should be noted, he is significantly more popular than any athlete in this town and 1,000 times more popular than LeBron in Los Angeles. LeBron in his career has had great leverage, and he should. He is arguably the best basketball player ever. He makes everybody better. He is first, second, or third best player I've ever seen. Best players I've ever seen are Magic, LeBron, and Michael Jordan. And he used his leverage. I don't have a problem with it. The downside to having power and leverage and using it is people don't forget. Okay? And so with this Laker team, LeBron has had leverage. Let's be fair here. The Lakers were a mess when LeBron arrived. So I've already had LeBron's people reach out to me this morning after my opening rant. They're not really happy. And in fairness, he came here and they were a mess. And he saved them. Listen, you know what I've said about the Lakers. They got too many friends of the Lakers. They're on their broadcasts. They're in their front office. That's not the way you do it. You need outside voices. So LeBron deserves credit. They were a mess. I mean, those last few Kobe years it was Kobe and nonsense. And LeBron came in and said, I'll get you to the promised land. I'll win you a title. He deserves credit for that. But he had power to make that Westbrook thing happen. That's why you got to be very careful as a player. Aaron Rodgers had leverage. Get me Randall Cobb. That's probably why they can't afford DK Metcalf this morning, right? They'd have a little extra cash. So you have to be careful. When you are Aaron Rodgers or you are Russell Wilson or you're LeBron James and you are transformational talent, you're going to have leverage. I mean, the NFL right now, these quarterbacks have more power than they've ever had. They're like NBA stars or international soccer stars. They're Messi. They're Ronaldo. They're LeBron. Denver had to have a quarterback. Otherwise, this GM's going to get fired in 2 years. You just can't win when you're the C-plus at quarterback. And we've always known the NBA player has had star. So this is not like LeBron entered a brilliantly run franchise that was on the top of the world and he was just the icing on the cake. It was a mess. And he kind of saved it. He was a little bit of a life preserver. But now it's gone south. And LeBron's done this I'm too cool to care thing for the last 6 months. And it's obvious. And it's like a turnoff. And that's why Magic Johnson came out. And Magic came out because Jeannie wanted Magic Johnson, her friend, to say, enough is enough. We're taking a lot of arrows here, and we're done with it. This was Magic on ESPN yesterday.
The blame that he's got to take is the fact that DeRozan ended up in Chicago and not with the Lakers. DeRozan wanted to play for the Lakers. And when I got the call from his agent, I called the Lakers, said, hey, he wants to come home. And DeRozan could have been a Laker instead of a Bull. We could have made that deal. But when Russell and LeBron and them start talking, that's when they nixed that deal. And Westbrook, he became a Laker instead of DeRozan.
That's Magic Johnson, and his weight carries his voice carries massive weight in this town. He's also very close with Jeannie Buss. They're really, really close. So, listen, Magic at one point in his career complained, and they fired his coach and got him a new coach. And Kobe at one point, because I'm going to go to Chicago, and they got him Paul Gasol. So, LeBron's not the first Laker to complain. I mean, this happened multiple. Magic did on coaching. Kobe did on players. But the difference is we knew that. It's been well chronicled. Magic wanted a new coach. He got one. Kobe wanted new players. He got one. I think LeBron sort of moved away from the Westbrook thing, and the Lakers are like, no. We're done with that. We're done with that. That was your call. Now, Now, Clutch Sports and LeBron can say this is embellishment, and it is fair to say that LeBron entered a mess when he came to L.A. It was a mess. It had been a mess. They had the worst record in the NBA for the 5 previous years. They were a mess, and I still have questions about the front office. It's too star-driven. I mean, can we just get some draft picks and young guys? More Malik Monk, please.